Hello, everyone, again. How are you doing? I'm doing great myself. I'm calming down, relaxing, taking it easy. I had a wonderful day today with my daughter. Uh, this is our errand day, not regular errand day, but it is our errand day. And even though we had a lot to do, we got it done. And we laughed a lot, talked a lot. It was fun, shopped together, and I enjoy those days. So, the next thing I'm going to do right now, I'm going to try to build some more because I'm behind with a lot of stuff. I have several scripts done and ready to film, but because I have co-hosts, one dropped out, and my daughter, because she has her own work, uh, I have to put the time around her. One is T for two, and the other one is generational wealth. So I have to schedule it around her time, and I'll be letting my subscribers know when and the exact time I publish. I'm sorry about the other thing uh, that I promised you, but because this co-host dropped down, I had dropped out. I have to redo the script for one person if one person can do it, and I think so. So, and I promise I will film it so you all will see it. That promise is made, and I'll keep it. And I'm sorry about the co-host and dropping it. And I hope that I'll do it by myself, and it will be wonderful. Okay, now this next one I feel happy about because it's about spirituality, and this will be part of my platform and different things that I will be doing with it. That's why I said that you all will be happy with my platform and the things that I will be doing this year. And this will be one of it because I'm a spiritual person, not a religious person, a spiritual person because God's spirit live within me. And that's how I can handle things and get to the most hardest things because of my spirituality. And I thank God for that. So this thing is uh, about spirituality, and it's about my daughter. Uh, uh, I don't know any of you know about this. And the topic is what is an old soul? Ha- have any of you heard about an old soul? Maybe, not sure. Mm-mm. I don't know. Okay, that's all right. I will tell you about it also. Okay, like I said, my daughter is. Okay, a person that is born with extraordinary wisdom, extraordinary. And you can see it in from the beginning because I saw it in my daughter. Uh, and the thing of it is, uh, I had to have a C-section uh, after being in labor 3 days, and I never cried or screamed or anything. All the women around me was, but I wasn't. And I was in labor too, and at the time the labor pains came, I would just grab the bed rails and oh, just go through it. And they were coming so close, it was like 2 minutes apart, but I wasn't dilating. And then this was hard on my daughter after 3 days, and so they did a C-section. And I remember that she didn't cry. And once they brought her out, and the pediatrician was there, uh, my doctor gave her to him, and he washed her out and cleaned it out, her nose and mouth, so she could breathe good. And the only sound I heard was, that's all. No screaming or anything. And I breastfed her, and she was a quiet little baby. She never cried. I never heard her crying. And after like 3 days or something, they found out something was wrong with her. It had to put her in an incubator. And he said, you could go home. I said, no way. And he said, I'll let you stay until she's okay. And I think it was about 10 days. And I took a comb and a little pink suit, had booties to go with it. And I had, she was so adorable, 8 pounds, 10 ounces. That was a big baby. Uh, let's see. Uh, as time went by, I noticed amazing things about her. And for one thing, she would, uh, well, she was able to pull herself up. I would say maybe a week after she came home, and able to hold her head up long before that. She would lay on her stomach, and if she heard me coming, I would see her little head come up and be looking at me. And she had the biggest, most beautiful eyes and a head full of curls. She was a beautiful baby and a beautiful woman now. And then I said, come on. And I would breastfeed her and let her sleep beside me. Uh, Next thing I know, I would put her back in the bed, and she was a quiet little baby and smiled all the time. It was amazing. I never heard her cry as a child, never. And when I was able to go back to work, I was a nurse technician in the hospital, and I would work in ICU, pediatrics, on newborn nursery, and I loved that. That work was amazing, but sad, especially the word ICU and PICU, but mostly with that. Uh, but with uh, newborn nurse, and the nurses had warned me of this, and there was uniforms that we wore uh, that the hospital supplied. So when we came in our uniforms, our own uniforms from home, we, we would have to change in our locker room and put on there. And at that day, when I found out that uh, I was working in newborn nursery, and I was in like the third hour of my work, and because I was so busy that I didn't notice it. And the next thing, one of my nurses uh, called team came close to me and said, "You need to change your uniform." And she looked at him, and the front of my uniform was wet because it was my milk. And whenever the babies cry, my milk would come down as the other nurses had told me that had children. And I said, oh, wow, okay. And she told me a trick the nurses did. Take the sanitary napkin, cut it in half, put water on each. But you have to change it just like the other. It worked. So I learned that. And they had a nursery there, and you could pay for it out of your check. And I remember the people worked in there, ooh and ah, over my daughter. Everyone was saying, she, the best behaving baby they ever uh, took care of. That she never cried. On my break, I would go over and breastfeed her. And the whole time, nurses took care of her those years. She never cried. So she was the best behaved child, too. Uh, and when I stopped breastfeeding her, she went straight to the table, not baby food, but table. And oh yeah, her teeth came in early, like early. I found that out after she came home, and, and I was breastfeeding her. And next thing I know, and I looked, and there was little teeth coming, and she bit me. Okay, and I told her, no, 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 no. After that, there was no problem. But like I said, uh, at 8 months, she walked. And also, like I said, at 8 months, she walked. Uh, 10 months, I took her off the breast and she went to table food. Uh, Everything for her was easy. Uh, Learning things that basically other kids had trouble with. And before, also, they're always contemplating things. You can see them. Uh, they're quiet. They may be the child by themselves and happy by themselves. Because with my daughter, she would play in her room. She had her own room. I had my own room. And I would have to go in there uh, and check on her because she was so quiet. And she would be in there so long. And soon as I came in the room, she knew, and she would smile at me. You know, to say it, sometimes she would ask me to play with, and I would, or she would ask me to read her a story. Okay. And so when she learned how to read, she'd read me a story and tell me about the things she learned and what are all of her elementary uh, report cards I kept because she was so knowledgeable about things. It was amazing. And all of them, she got A's. A's, 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 A plus, A plus, A plus. And, and she was so knowledgeable. And it's like I would take her to the store with me when she was maybe 2 years old, uh, thereabouts. And she would not cry or touch anything. And people would come up to her in the store and say, "She's such a quiet child." I said, "That's how she is. She's well behaved." And and the people would ask me, "Do you ever have any problems from?" I said, "No, I just tell her, and that's it." And when she got too big for the car, I say she was too old. "Mama, I'm too big. I'm too old. I don't need to be in there." And so I would let her walk beside me and maybe hold my coat or dress. And then I would tell her, "Don't want it out," and keep holding on to me. And she would. She would. And sometimes she would help me. And she'd say, "Mama, can I help you? Uh, I can get the drink or the water or something like that, or the cheese or something. Can, can I get it?" If it was close to me, I would say, "Yeah, yeah." And she would come back and she'd be smiling. I said, "Good girl." If it was like rice or a can of beans or something, I said, "Can I get it, Mama?" I said, "Yeah." She get it, and she knew to put it in the cart, and I would let her. I said, "Big girl, that's good. And she would not pick up anything without asking me first. And she would look at stuff, and I knew that brain would be thinking. And sometimes she would tell me stories like uh, when we reading or writing, and she would write a story, and I'd ask her about it. And she said, "You want me to read my story, Mama?" I said, "Yeah, go ahead and read it." And she had so much action in her words and stuff like that. And she said, "That's how I learned in school." The teacher would tell me how to do it. And I said, "Good girl, good. And she would learn so fast. And then when she got older, I could see those wheels in her brain when I would go into the living room, and she would be doing her homework. And it's like, wow, she's so studious, but so young. And she never gave me any problems when she was younger. Oh, and it was amazing. And I would say, she's blessed. I'm blessed. She's an old soul. Uh, People will come in, uh, back if I went to an auto store or whatever, or any place like that. I remember this person saying, and it was like, and she looking at something, and he said, and also, uh, at that time I didn't know that he was talking about my daughter, and I sort of looked at her, and he pointed to, to my daughter, and he said, "She's so well behaved. She's an old soul." I said, "Yeah." To myself, that's what I was thinking, or thinking that she was extraordinary, and she was and still is. And as she went through school, she did so well, high school and everything. I never had any problems with her, except when that became a teenager. And it's like a storm hit. It's like one day she was my sweet and wonderful daughter. Then the next day, I would say, uh, maybe yes. She would say no. Yes, no, yes, no. Then I say, give her that look. Yes, mama. And yeah, what it say? Over and over again. And I think maybe years, maybe months it lasted. And then next thing I know, I had my angel back, and I was just saying, thank God, thank God, thank God. And I was a single mom at that time, and I didn't need it. Yes, no, no. And that passed. Then uh, high school came, and things are bad. And then she wanted to play an instrument. First, it was violin, and she learned that fast, and it was so beautiful. Then the next year, she wanted to play the flute, and I said, "Let me think about it." And she kept saying, "Please, mama, please, mama, please, mama." And I said, all right. And she told me that it was difficult and everything. And I said, well, you're not going to give up on it. If I say yes, you're not going to give up on it. So the next thing I know, I'm in the kitchen cooking, and here I'm hearing this. I said, what in the world? And they go, and then one day, next day, 2 days, 3 days, and then she came to my mm, crying on my bed, and she said, "Mama, I can't do it. It's so hard, Mama. I can't do it." And because what would you have You use the diaphragm, I learned. And it was hard because she was used to that. I said, you're not going to give up. Remember, you wanted to do it. You have to stick with it. Then, about 3 months, 2 months, or whatever, next thing I know, so beautiful. She had mastered it. And when she mastered it, she wanted to show. She was so proud, and so was I. Things came easy to her, and it's still she's still like an old soul, even though she's in her 30s. It's like she's a 70-year-old person. She knows things that her age, how could she know that? But she does. And sometimes I will see her maybe working at her desk. And it's like something wonderful emanating from her body. And it's like wow. And we're so connected. That's what I love. That we are connected like yin and yang, and we are one mind, and that's very spiritual. And and she is an old soul. And as she grew up, it was more prevalent that she was blessed with the old soul. Because she knew how to do things and learn so fast. And I was so proud of her and blessed. And as she get older, I see these things in her that she learns so fast. I knew things just like bang, bang, bang. Uh, and she knows in spirituality, she's into that. And I love that. And the way she takes care of me is very spiritual. And it's the personality and characteristics of a also. And I thank God for that. And I'm remembering that I was the same with growing up. And I was by myself a lot, but I didn't mind it. And she's the same way. And I see that in her. But, but she like all of so being around special friends, and I was the same way. And being alone for her is a disaster. It's like she energizes when she's alone, and when she's around people too much, with me it drains. my energy. So I'm glad she's this way, and I'm glad I'm a spiritual person. So that is what an old soul is. And I probably do more on spirituality and an old soul this year and educate my subscribers on this because I'm spiritual and helps me a lot. It keeps me grounded, you know, and with God. I want to know more about what I would be doing this year or the next film. I hope you all love this and uh, happy New Year again. Take care of yourself and each other, and please pass it on and comment on this if you loved it. And thank you so much. Take care of yourself and each other, and bless you. And pass it on, please. Bye bye.